Who am I? Who are you? Most people, when they're asked, who are you? They say their name. They say how old they are. They say what they do, right? And I want to tell you some of these things, but those are not what make you you. Those are just aspects of the life you're living right now. They're just physical aspects of who you are. They're not even who you are as a whole. Who are you? It's a difficult question, even for me right now. But one thing I do know is that I've spent a lot of time figuring that out. I'm Blake. I'm 24 years old right now, and I'm about to be 25 in January of 2025. I was born January 10th, 2000. Those are the physical things about me. My name was given to me. But who I am, I'm an artist. I'm a creative. I'm a innovative mind, set on changing the world, set on having a significant impact, and set on providing in the long run, completely providing for everybody around me as much as it's necessary, and being able to provide for them even if it wasn't necessary. That's who I am. Who I am is someone that's passionate, driven, and somebody who's not willing to stop, not willing to give up. I've had to make my own way. I've had to create my own life, and I'm still creating it. That's one of the things that I think makes me who I am too, is what I believe more than what I am, but who I am. I just feel like what is more of a physical word. I think that my beliefs make up who I am. I think that the way that I operate makes up who I am. But all these things are prone to change. That's what's interesting about labeling yourself as, I'm Blake, I'm 24, because that's going to change, right? Maybe my name Blake will stay the same, maybe. Some people will call me something else sometimes. My age definitely is changing. Every day I get older. So is that who I am, or is that a piece of what we label as our identity from a physical standpoint? And I think that's what's interesting, is just thinking about not completely aligning what you do and all these different whats with who you are, and instead figuring out, what do you believe, what do you stand for, who really are you, and what do you plan to do? What is your reason behind what you're doing? And if you don't know, your purpose is to find out. So it's constantly this evolution going on with me of just reevaluating, what do I believe, what do I think about myself, who am I, what have I done wrong, what am I doing wrong, how can I be better, and how can I gain more clarity on where I want to be and who I want to be. And one of the things I've told you guys before in my videos is that you are who you will be. You are who you will be. That takes a lot of pressure off of the moment that you're in, yet also empowers you in the moment you're in, because you got to understand that to become who you will be, you still have to do the things in the moment to create that person, to create that situation, that ideal positioning. Mental limitations are the main thing that'll get in your way. Now, there's a lot of people that have exceeded their expectations for their life. I talked to the vice president of a pretty major publishing company, and they published one of my favorite books. And what he had told me was that he didn't expect to be in that position at all. He just put himself in the right place. It landed him amazing places. He was just wanting to get experience for himself, but he wanted to help them too, and he got involved with their company at a lower level. And just by going there and doing small tasks for them, they started giving him other tasks to do, and then eventually They gave him a real job whenever someone left. They needed to fill the position, and he was at least qualified enough. They gave him the position. This has happened to many people, many people that have risen to a very high level. It was just positioning themselves in the right rooms, the right places. I've landed in incredible rooms by positioning myself. I've landed in incredible rooms. Rooms that I dreamt of being in because I just put myself in those spots around the right people and provided value, found ways to help them, found ways to make their life better, while also demonstrating that I'm valuable as a person and that I have my own ideas and I have my own things that I'm building and that I have my own product in many different ways. Product in all the senses of the word. So I'm valuable, and I demonstrate that to people, and then I show them how I could be valuable to what they're doing. Naturally, since I also bring light to their lives, I make their life better. I'm someone they want to be around, and I'm already around them anyway. And then they see me post on Instagram, or they see me put a note on Instagram, or they see me do whatever on social media, or they see some of their friends post me on their social media because I helped them do something. You know, these things have caused me to land in the room. And that's why I say these things. That's who I am. I'm someone who does what he's supposed to do to get there. Actually, not what's expected. I find a way. I find a way. And I always will. I'll always believe in myself enough to get there, to where I'm trying to go. And I'll always push myself out of my comfort zone, because I can't stand being in a comfort zone too long anyway. It's okay to be comfortable, but don't be too comfortable. It's who I am. I'm somebody who wants to change the world, like I said, somebody who wants to truly have an impact. And one of those things I gotta do is help people think better. So the Think Better Foundation is the main thing I'm building. And that is #1 priority. Aiding mental health through the use of positive and productive programming. It's a nonprofit organization built for that purpose. And that's what will be done. I am really what I stand for. And you are really what you stand for. That's who you are. So you choose that. You don't need to be in a certain community and feel like you belong. You are who you are, regardless. And that's all going to be based on what you choose. You don't need other people to validate you. You don't need other people to tell you that you're this and that, because even when you get it, and let's just take it from me, when you get it, it doesn't matter. Like, it's helpful to an extent to hear, like, you're a hard worker or you're this and that, like people recognizing what you do. It doesn't really matter though, because all that matters is if you believe it. Even if you heard it 1,000,000 times from someone, that they love you or that you're deserving of love, but you didn't believe it, that's something internal. That's you. That's not them. Now, how do you figure out why you believe what you believe? You just ask yourself the questions that you need to ask. And one of the things is, like, try to get to the bottom of it, man. Just try to get to the bottom of it. Find what's behind all of this surface level stuff. There are times where I'll be really angry at people because really deep down, there's something that I subconsciously was going through, something on the back end of my mind I was going through, and I didn't notice until afterwards, after the conversation. I realized, wow, I'm actually really just sad about something, or I'm actually hurt by somebody. You know, or maybe this situation just reminded me of something I've been through before that I didn't enjoy, and that just kind of makes me, it triggers something like post-traumatic stress. You know what I mean? It's just like, these are things that you need to ask yourself. You gotta figure out, and you improve yourself this way. The more you get to know who you are, the more you get to understand yourself, the more that you can help other people, and the more you can understand other people, because just because you think that you understand other people because you're an empath or whatever you think you are, doesn't mean that you truly do, because if you can't even understand yourself, you have no business thinking you understand anyone. So, understand yourself, really truly figure yourself out, and that's a process that continues to go on and on. I still am learning more and more about myself every day, but at the same time, I definitely truly know myself. I truly know myself. I know what I like, what I don't like, and why. And that's why I'm able to also like recognize whenever something doesn't really add up that I believe or that I was thinking. When I'm harsh, I'm stern about the things I'm saying to people, it's because I love them. It comes from a place of love, of wanting them to grow to where they truly want to be anyway, and where I'd love to see them go. And so I tell people how it is. And some people don't like me for that, to be honest. And that's okay. Because I embody love. And I embody the truth. So I just tell people how it is. And that's another thing that makes me who I am. And that's not who I used to be. But it's who I am. It's not who I used to be. It's not that I was not telling the truth. But I definitely was more scared to say it. And I was more shy about it. And then I went out and got rejected a million times on purpose because I just didn't care anymore. I didn't want to care anymore because the few times that I actually just did and stopped like finding reasons not to do it or like why it wouldn't work out was whenever things would work out. And I was like, wow, like all I got to do really is just not place so much attachment on the result and just put in the reps and just do the inputs. And that's changed my life. So this is who I am. This is who I am. And I say all this because I want you to ask yourself, who am I? Not me, but you. Who are you? Figure out what you stand for. Figure out what makes you you, what makes you unique. And it doesn't matter if you can't figure out what makes you unique. It doesn't really matter. You are. You just are. You're yourself. You're you. Just be yourself and figure out who that is and create who that is. Because sometimes you're going to be like, oh, I don't know who I am. But if you know who you're becoming, you do know who you are. Because it's about what your goals are. You are who you will be. Embody who you're going to become. And you will naturally anyway if that's who you decide to be. It's about who you decide to be. Not just who you want to be, but who you will be. Because you decide to be. Keep learning about yourself. Your life will be a lot better. Much love. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.